groggy. Whatever Hartman had pumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla. With you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message, loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused.
Halo. Czekaj, halo. Czekaj, musiała wyciszyć na Discord, na komórce, bo echo słyszę. Halo. Czekaj, wiesz co, bo jest echo przez to, że mnie nie wyciszyłeś i no na komórce. No ale słyszę cię na Discordzie.
I would be more
A, okej. Halo, halo. Tak, słychać mnie. Nie, na Twitchu. Dobra, okej, to halo. Puść tego streama. A, to nie, na Steamie mnie nie słychać. A, okej, dobra. Okej. Trochę głupie, znaczy nie, że głupia, tylko trochę mi się gubi w głowie, ale dobra. Nie wytrzymać można. Tak, ja włączę na komórce. Mhm. Już możesz.
concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't
To ja
blame
sobie
you
zjem
for
batona. Ej, ale czasami jest live, brat.
Big of you.
Dobra, jakie
Now,
coś to nie
why don't
widzę,
you
co
come with
robisz.
me? We'll
Nie. O, teraz widzę, dobra.
reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air?
Czemu
Yes, it will
zatrzymałeś
do you
grę?
good.
A, nie, jak ja mam opóźnienie, to dobra. Świat się nie wali. A, ciekawe dlaczego tak jest. Ech, kuźwa, no mogliby to naprawić.
This
Ja pierdolę.
corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing
Mhm,
trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course.
dobrze. A jest chyba taka. Mhm. Coś to widzę też na komórce, co robisz wcześniej trochę niż na Steamie.
I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan. Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically. I never get tired of this view. Very
Tu
inspiring,
jest
isn't
zegar
it?
słoneczny, taki
Cauldron
duży.
Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the
I
illness.
let him
After
talk.
all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I
I
can't
dug
do
my
it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need to
focused.
work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside.
Chory zwiep. Tego doktora.
Come on.
Well,
Dobrze,
here's
że
the entrance to
zdechnie.
the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Lol. Gościu jakiś za kanapą, jakby, nie wiem, majaczył czy coś.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson,
Jeszcze nie widzę, co on...
I'm a real
A, ale
bad
widzę, co on robi.
dream,
Widzę,
mister.
jak
You should be
małpa się
afraid
zachowuje.
of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused
It's
enough
very
as it
bad, man.
is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay, okay. Sorry. Boo.
that's
No, tam jest
Emerson.
jakaś, nie wiem,
We're
kobieta
actually
też,
making
która
some
robi jakieś
progress
dziwne
with
rzeczy
him,
na
I'm
kanapie.
happy to say. He works on video
Elbow strike.
games.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
trash, of course, but it does involve
get him
some
to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Ech, co tu się dzieje?
Come, Alan, this way.
Wytyfy?
You might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and
A,
Thor.
Next
They had
Springs
a,
mapa
how
jakaś.
should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC
tak,
and all
coś
that.
tam
There's nothing more that can be
kojarzę, no.
done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh, that
Dziwne,
won't
że
do.
oni,
I'm
nie
so
wiem,
sorry to cut
wcześniej
this short
normalnie,
for now,
normalnie
Alan. The
byli
power
jacyś.
has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we'd forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head was clearing up. Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He too had a way with words. Or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, got any booze on you?
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
Yeah, good thing he's not over. The store's bound to make you know who jumpy. You know how they get.
Gotcha. The doc's got me looking
The
at
doors were
here,
locked.
but
Hartman and the nurses would
No
have
do swojego
keys,
pokoju
but there was no
pominięcia się.
way to get my hands on them.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story
Faktycznie
will
chyba
come true.
człowiek prawdziwy, znaczy aktor tutaj
Hartman had mentioned that the
Nieźle
power
to
had been
zrobili.
acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key. The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Here it comes.
I don't know.
Here's a friendly poke from me old near wench.
Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they? Ha ha! Nah! Ah, ha, ha.
It's my storm. I'm taking it. We're on a come.
Hartman kept
Jaka tam
talking,
była?
giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies,
A,
and
no,
Barry was
poczekaj, jeszcze mi
impressed.
się nie
But he
wyświetliło.
was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Już.
Back door,
Ale opóźnienie.
baby.
Co? Że śmieszne?
Sinclair looked bad.
Kochaj,
That
nie,
wasn't a love tap. The crazy
nieprzytomny.
old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair.
Jakoś
The
trzeba te klucze
backstage is
zinąć.
all yours, Tom.
I had to get to
Seize
Hartman's
your
office.
destiny.
He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Wiecie, co się tam stało? Ja pierdolę.
Face the music, Birch. It's time to pay
On sobie chyba to napisał, żeby ci dziadkowie mu pomogli.
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Let me out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna sue your crazy quack ass to shreds!
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry! Man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah.
Czemu oni go tu
I mean,
zamknęli?
no.
Wytyfy?
The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Pistolet.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
To ten doktorek właśnie zginął? Aha, czyli to jest gdzie on się chyba zmienił w to.
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my
I
way.
chuj mu w dupę. Ta dziewczyna go zabiła. Co tu się dzieje? Aha, bo to Klara.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Wiesz.
car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to
Ała.
go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
O kuźwa, no życie.
Oh, God! Look at the house, Al! Look out! Let's get out of here! Al, hurry up! I can hear those evil guys moving around!
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Już.
Al, be careful! I can see them moving around! They're coming for you!
Dziwnie.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him. Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure.
Już.
Channel, we turn it off. We don't want any fighting. It makes people sad. You get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll be nice and calm.
Ja pierdzielę głosy tutaj. Ale muzyka tu jest.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver. For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded.
Też. Gdzieś potrafiłam szybciej czytać, ale...
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he had had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Wiesz. A, ten Hartman był chory, jejku.
Ow! You're alive!
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry!
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so, I'll find it, don't worry about it!
Jejku, co ten dalej robić?
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! Just hang on, Al! Hey, around the corner! nearest "You're now
O,
leaving
dobra,
Bright
teraz.
Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to
Okej,
the
ładne
Anderson
opóźnienie
farm.
mam.
I knew you were gonna
Pierdolę.
say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Ej,
I'm crazy.
halo. Coś mówiłeś. No to zobaczymy. Szkoda mi go będzie, no ale cóż.
But that's fine.
Mhm. Już widzę.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the
But
craziest.
maybe that's
ale
inevitable when you
straszne
deal with
opóźnienie.
crazy stuff like this. It
Dopiero
helps.
co
This is happening,
animacja
Barry.
się ruszyła. Czekaj, najpierw sobie przeczytam to, co jest. A nie, dobra, znów grę, okej, czekaj. I co? I co ja mam zrobić? No chyba jeszcze raz musisz mnie zaprosić. Okej. Nic się nie wyświetliło. No ale nic się nie wyświetliło. Co? Co mam kliknąć? Oglądaj grę. O, okej. Okej. Chyba dobrze będzie. Co, puszczasz?
Alice? They never had Alice.
Tak, chyba
She's
dobrze
trapped
jest.
in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can.
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place.
Jako dopiero
The
teraz
lake,
się
it
wznowiła,
does
ja
something to the works
pierdolę.
of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence,
Nie.
whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening.
Tylko jak
It's
coś, to
using
na mnie
my
czekaj, albo
manuscript
dawaj
to
mi
take
znać, jak
over
coś.
everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before.
Świeć
It
się
happened
robi,
to
no.
the Andersons.
Tak.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. You just need to find it.
Look out!
Czyli to jezioro jednak wpływa na to wszystko. No i co? I mamy już zagadkę rozwiązaną. Bo pisało, nie? Że przeczytaliśmy na tym
I had
wiki,
lost
że,
my gun in the crash. Barry was
że to
nowhere
jezioro
be
to jest
seen.
chyba przejście do tych światów, świata demonów.
Man, you're okay. Jeez, it's good to
Co
hear
się z
your
tym barem
voice.
stało?
I was
Czekaj.
trying to get out of the car.
Wypadek
but the
i
crowd
gdzie on
gave
jest
way.
niby?
Man, what a drop. Don't worry, your cutout is
Kuźwa.
fine. Forget that. Are you okay? I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb
Może
down,
ten
though.
Barry
It's
zginął,
like
bo
a
demon
sheer
go zabił
wall.
jakiś.
Al, there's something moving down here. Barry, it's a taken.
Ah.
Use a flare, Barry. Yeah.
No
Barry,
nic,
are you all right?
będziemy go mieć w sercach.
I'm good, Al. I'm great. Guess you never mess with anyone from New York City
Albo
before,
będzie
huh?
przypomnienie, że on będzie myślał,
You're
że
gonna have to find your way around to the farm, Al. I'll be waiting. Barry, just wait for me, okay? Al, I'm not staying here. It's suicide. I'm going to the farm. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
Narodziny Rambo? Powinien do niego iść w ogóle, do tego Alana, a nie go zostawiać. Ale widać, że on się bał bardzo, więc ja też bym srała w gacie. Chyba bardziej od niego. Jebany wózek.
Shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through.
Ach, te jebane opóźnienia. Jakby mogli coś zrobić kiedyś, żeby się tak nie opóźniało.
Agent Nightingale
I na
stared at
Steamie,
the
i na
past
Twitchu.
outrider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a
Napiszmy do nich.
murderer.
Może
His hand
coś, nie
shook
wiem.
and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
Już.
I hoped there'd still be a working generator somewhere around here to power up the old lights by the gate. I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Dole, że tak strzelił. Dobrze, że sobie te mody włączyłeś.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction
No i
as I
byś się
was. For all I knew, it
nerwowo
was
chyba nie
Barry,
wytrzymał.
caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
Mhm.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
Była kartka chyba w namiocie, ale no dobra. A. Mhm. A, to była latarka. A, dopiero jestem przy... Tak, dopiero byłam w miejscu, gdzie poszedłeś do tego namiotu właśnie.
I'm trying to deliver
A, bo
each
świeci
page
nie
to the
wali.
right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. I had seen it in my dream. It was a strange space. The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript,
Ale
growing
zabawne.
stronger and stronger,
Nie bez powodu
moving
chyba
like a
Alan Wake
storm from one
z
scene of destruction to the
przyszłości
next.
mówi
But
do
it was
niego.
still bound to follow the story and chained to the dark place it came
Może
from.
będzie coś
When
mniej
the
więcej
story reached
wyjaśnione
the
w
end it
tej
longed
drugiej
for,
części.
it would finally be free.
Albo to będzie ten przyszłościowy Alan Wake. Wiesz,
Man or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path. The storm raged on as the Anderson brothers walked unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients in tow, knowing that this time they wouldn't return. The darkness around them seethed with horrors, but Tor and Odin were unafraid. Their eyes glinted with guile. They knew every secret path, and there was blood on their hands. They had fought these shades before.
i Odin. Wiesz. Dziwne, to nie są ci
Someone had left
dziadkowie?
a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
Może oni walczyli z tymi duchami, jak byli młodsi właśnie. Ale skoro oni nie mieli wrócić, to znaczy, że to miała być ich ostatnia walka chyba. Tam, że oni też powariowali ci dziadkowie, a się okazuje, że sensem, że oni naprawdę próbowali go, że wiedzieli o co chodzi, że na demony trafili w ogóle. Może nawet oni udawali tą demencję? Albo ten doktorek coś im zrobił i... No.
Hello? Anybody here? Barry!
A, pierdziu, jeszcze jak gościu rzucił młotem w to światło. Znaczy siekierą.
What are you? No, don't! I'm sorry!
Oj, tyfy.
The front door was locked.
A, czyli tutaj zginął ten Barry? Chyba. No jak? No przecież słyszałeś strzelby? Co trzeba zrobić, wytyfy?
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
A, czyli to nie był on. A,
I
okej.
went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. But my buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friend's suddenly the bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way. Near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it
czyli on
can't be certain
wprowadził
that the
siebie
hero will
do
succeed or even
fabuły.
survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be
Sprytny
the
ten
one who'll
Alan
help
Wake.
me. I'll make it happen.
I bardzo odważny. Przynajmniej tego. Dobrze zrobiliśmy, że zagraliśmy tak, jakbyśmy na ślepo grali w tą drugą część.
Let me guess. Danny, huh? The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast. For a moment, Hartman considered strangling the idiot. Mott was mean-spirited, but easily manipulated.
Wszyscy wyglądają tak
An
samo,
emotional
więc
infant who lived for his
każdy to
approval.
był Danny.
Wake, by contrast, was a far more difficult subject. Mott had given him
Ja nie
too
wiem,
much
czemu ten
leash. In 2 days, who
jego
knew what could
kumpel nie
happen?
zaczekał na niego,
Hartman
no
would
nie
have to find a
wytrzymam.
way to rein him in, and quickly.
Już. Tylko trochę dziwne, że jak on wsadził siebie do fabuły, to nie udało mu się uratować tego kumpla swojego. Może stracił kontrolę już czy coś.
If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm.
No,
For a
właśnie.
moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all,
Mhm.
I'd made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
A myślę, że ten jego kumpel nie zaczekał na niego, bo wiadomo, bał się, ale no ze strachu tam uciekł, ale no kuźwa, no. No tak, Barry to Barry, dobrze to ujął. No, co się dziwić, no. Tylko trochę dupa, nie? Powinien na niego zaczekać. No właśnie, weszliśmy do domku i nic tu nie ma. Ale nie, czekaj, są skrzynki. Mi się wydawało, że za drzwiami coś było jeszcze, ale... Nie, dobra, wydawało mi się tylko.
Well, as I'm sure everyone's noticed, that storm we all felt coming is finally...
Kiepska sprawa, jakby Kuzio on nie wsadził siebie w fabule, to faktycznie byłoby źle bardzo dla świata.
Let me read that missing persons alert again. The sheriff's department's still looking.
Tychy, co to za wybuch? Dziwne. Kuźwa mać.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
Ow! Run! Incoming! There's too many of them!
God damn.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Shut up and shoot!
Ow! We have to fight them all! I can tell one of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey! This place is stuck! Ow! Hold on! I'm trying to get the stage lights on!
Gdzie prawie zginąłeś. No, widzę. Teraz. jeszcze będzie, ja pierdolę, no.
That was awesome!
Dobrą grafiką to by nawet fajnie to wyglądało,
capital
znaczy,
of America.
wiadomo. Mhm.
Hey, Al! This way to the farm! See, bestseller, no reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where I left it. I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Yeah, that's been my biggest worry all this time.
To?
Hey,
No tak, widzę na komórce.
What's that, Al?
I'm Alan Wake. I'm always right about everything. And if I don't get my way, I'm sunk all day long. I'm always in dead center.
O,
It makes me very
no trudno.
serious. Right now, I'm just standing here 'cause I need my best friend Barry to carry me. But that's okay. I can just take him for granted.
I think Deputy Mulligan tuned Thornton's chatter out. He didn't think riders were particularly useful people, and a huge manhunt for one struck him as idiotic. Certainly not worth the missed opportunity for coffee and pie. It wasn't even clear what the man had done, except run from them at the trailer park. Mulligan knew he wasn't alone. The sheriff's patience with the Fed was running out.
Wiesz,
See what you did there.
It was pretty good.
You want me to do my imitation of Barry Wheeler? No? Thought so.
Wow! You look at that thing, Al? They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they? Look at all this stuff.
Sleep. We all spend a third of our
Night
dreams in its
springs.
soft embrace,
Man,
somewhere
what's
between
that memory?
fantasy
Hey, remember when I got you that gig? Your first real writing job. What got you started?
life,
Was this one of your
vice
episodes?
versa. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Dream of Dreams.
That's by someone else.
We join Mr. Joe as he explores the endless dreamscape, only to be brought to a sudden stop by a decidedly mundane situation. A long line of people. Hey, Jones, right? Listen, we're gonna have to...
It's 1976. Madness reigns at the Anderson farm. Contrary to all logic, the headiest ingredient of their moonshine is unfiltered water from Cauldron Lake. The Andersons feel like gods. Odin can't stop laughing. He contemplates cutting his eye out. Tor runs across the field, naked, shrieking, hammer in his hand, trying to catch lightning. Their songs have power. Something ancient is stirring in the depths, coming back. The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
He's the guy dreaming us. Well, not just us. He dreams everyone.
Good going, Al!
Opierdolę, no. Ile ich jest, jak ludzi.
Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single.
Good luck with that, pal. The door was
Hey,
barred from
find us
the
a
other
way out of here,
side.
okay?
I'd
I'm gonna
have
take
to
a
find
closer look
another
at this
way.
stuff.
Be careful, Al!
I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night. I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Beer Fest is almost here, isn't it? I bet that keeps you in business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with a lot of stuff. Which concerns our investigation.
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks. They had the goods. You've got to be kidding me.
Tu wie, co się dzieje? Dziwne. W ogóle gdzie ten bar jest, wytypy? A, no tak, bo trzeba czytać to jajko. No właśnie.
there, buddy?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, let's go, man. I think we're gonna have to work together to open this gate, Al. Looks pretty heavy. Ah! Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there. This farm is a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
Come on, one more gate. Let's do this thing. The lights are out. I guess we better check the fuse box.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the fuse box.
Nawiązanie do Odyna i do Tora. Zabawne, nie? Znajdź skrzynkę. Mhm.
You know, this place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons were in the booby hatch.
Lalbary tutaj.
Alice's screams rang in the
Normalnie tak jak
stillness
w
of the night.
Asasynie zwierzę
I saw
czasami
myself
utknie i...
run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy drunken dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice had disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about to reveal itself.
Can you hear that, Al? Music?
Of course. We need to find where it's coming from. That's the message the Andersons talked about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be... What's her face? The crazy lamp lady from the town.
Cynthia Weaver.
Right. Must be.
Piosenka, naprawdę?
Okay.
We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
Hey, Al. Lots of hours before dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on, Barry, this is... Yeah, what the hell?
Takie w ogóle wytypy, one nie istnieją. Ale namalowali te butelki wieku. Naprawdę ta gra jest stara.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What?
Tyfy? A nie, dobra. Myślałam, że ta kobieta stara to jest to ten, ta kartka z headem.
Booze millionaire.
I just miss her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay.
Typy, co się tu
We're
dzieje?
gonna make it okay.
ogóle cię nie widzę, bo z kamerką coś się stało. Też. Tak, już widzę. A, dobra.
Alice, I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming.
It
Aha,
was a crazy
nie.
drunken dream, and yet it was more than that. It was the truth, a suppressed memory unearthed by the Andersons' moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer.
Prowadzisz
This was the
tą
night
kamerę,
Alice and I
czy
had arrived at
samo?
Bright Falls, the night Alice had disappeared.
A,
I had a chance to find out what had happened. I remembered being surprised to see the cabin dark. Alice would have never turned the lights off. I remembered thinking I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness. Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crash car and finding the first pages of the manuscript. Beyond this lost memory, there was nothing. I had to follow the footsteps of my past self to find out what had happened that night. I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
Alice!
Jagger had Alice, and
Alice!
so she had me.
Alice!
I'd been easy prey.
Look at the cabin. Is there someone in the window?
Alice?
Maybe she didn't drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Yes.
The dark presence had touched me. She had dug her nails into my brain and used me, made me her puppet.
She must be here somewhere. Maybe upstairs in the study.
Alice!
Yes, that's where she is. You can apologize.
Alice!
You'll laugh at the whole thing together and put it
Alice?
behind you. She's not here. You were foolish to think so. No, she's dead. She drowned.
No, no, no!
It's your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her.
Ah!
Oh, hush. There's still hope. Cauldron Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things.
Także oni
She wanted you to write. I
na
will
jakiś
tell you what
czas
to do.
się... Znaczy, no wiesz, że osobno mieszkali i...
You can write
Ale
her
ona
back.
któregoś dnia
The
chyba
story
mu
will come true,
dała po
and
prostu
all
ten,
will be well
tą
again.
maszynę do pisania na... Nie wiem, czy
She
na
had
urodziny,
Alice,
czy
and the
prezent,
manuscript
jako
was the
prezent.
ransom for her.
No i ten, i ona, i na końcu chyba będzie tak, że właśnie to on zaginie i ona będzie go szukać.
Yes. All right.
Gdzieś tam sobie
I'll fix
teraz
I'll
mieszka
bring her back.
oryginalnie. W rzeczywistości.
No, I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel
Pierdolę,
entitled
kurwa, ale
Departure.
się przejarałam.
Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding
Będę
story
mieć
would make
koszmary
her
chyba,
more and
wytyfy.
more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice.
Otóż.
Even with the cobwebs she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish, to interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because it was written. I brought the light to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my Barbara a long time ago. She looks so old.
I had woken up, confused and groggy, my mind consumed by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape. The week spent in the cabin had taken its toll. I was barely conscious and fading fast. It had to have cost Zane terribly, thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night. I wrote it. It's my fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
There's an old town road with mystery of Tom the poet and his muse, and a magic lake which gave a life to the words the poet used.
No, że ten duch mroku w ciele tej Barbary jest w ciele człowieka, nie?
Previously on Alan
Dobra,
Wake,
możemy
under
skończyć.
the influence of the dark presence, I wrote a horror story that is
Dobra,
coming
czyli tak,
true.
koniec
Jagger had been
odcinka
my
czwartego
editor,
i
making sure that
jest
the
6, tak?
unfolding story would make her more and more powerful.
Czyli jeszcze
Some
2
part of me had
i...
been aware enough to write my escape into the story.
Together we can create something
Jeszcze
absolutely
2 i...
The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. My mom gave me this old light switch. Alice is being kept in a dark
Ja
prison.
pierdolę,
I need to
niedługo
find
skończymy
Cynthia
tą
Weaver
grę,
to
już
fix this.
będę chciała drugą. Cześć. Szybciej to róbcie. Czemu to musi być w następnym roku? Ja pierdzielę.
Crowd from the neighboring counties. Naturally, we hope to break the record set by last year's Moose Fest in our neighboring town, Watery. Ladies and gentlemen, some people have asked me, what's the big deal about Deer Fest? And I think that this sums it up. It's about
Dobra, na pewno w następnym roku czekamy na nową część Alana Wake'a i zesram się jak nie będzie czy coś.
Someone will come for it.
Wiem, ale na łatwym będziemy grać.
He wrote it. The key is insurance. It's my job to keep it safe. Safe in the light. Always in the light.
Wiem, że będzie strasznie, ale może nie będzie tak strasznie. Będzie jak w Rezydencie, nie wiem.
All the manuscript pages were gone. The FBI agent had taken them.
Jak będziemy grać razem. Czekaj, ale na Steamie nie wyłączaj nic, bo na Steamie, czy